there, Tenno. I'm Shadow Scythe, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a locked and load comparison between the Venka and the Venka Prime. Now, what I'm going to be doing, as with every other video like this, whenever there are multiple variations of the same weapon, is I will use an identical build on both or all three or however many variants of the weapon there currently are in the game in my possession. And we'll see just how fast it actually takes each weapon variant to take down a specific enemy type. And I will say this much, the only difference between the builds on my Venka and my Venka Prime that I'm going to be testing this with is the Venka Prime actually had the capacity for me to keep Berserker on. So what I'm going to do whenever the Venka Prime comes up is I'm going to take Berserker off so that these are running on the exact same mod stats. So we are currently cranking out 332 slash, 38.3 puncture, 7.7 impact, with a 24% crit chance and an attack speed of 1.5. Now what we are going to do is we are going to pause AI. Actually, no, we're not going to pause AI. Warframe invincibility. Max enemy type. And I'm going to put this against a fleshy target, as this is primarily a slash weapon. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it against an infested. And you know what? Let's say it Toxic Ancient. So we've got a level 150 Toxic Ancient that can't just utterly erase me. But look at those crits. Alright. This is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it would. That took exactly, well, now if you guys are paying attention to my combo multiplier, that took 82 hits. Now, if I would have done the stupid thing and tried to use that against, say, a corrupted heavy gunner, it probably would have taken closer to 200. Anyway, now let's switch over to the Vermilion Storm, and we are going to drop Berserker. Now let's re-simulate that enemy. And I can already notice a difference. $38 hits with the Venka Prime. So if you're a fan of claws weapons, the Venka is not bad, but the stat comparison between it and the Venka Prime doesn't do it justice, because the Venka Prime is, with this build, is 0.08 faster on the attack speed. It's got a higher critical chance at 40%. It has 9.8 impact, 39 puncture, and 453.4 slash. And doing the side-by-side comparison of just their base stats, attack speed 1.05 to 1.0, critical chance of 25 to 15, impact of 2.8 to 1.9, puncture of 11.0 to 9.3, and slash of 41.3 to 25.9. So hands down, the Venka Prime is going to be superior in every way. But if you happen to use this build on, say, the regular Venka, well, it's still going to be effective for, like, high-level fleshy targets, but I would not recommend taking it into a void mission. Like, if you're doing any sort of, say, sortie or just anything where you're going to be fighting armored targets, I would not recommend taking either variant of the Venka, just because it's not dealing the optimal damage type against them, and more or less, the Venka's a weapon that you want to build purely for base damage over status. However, the Venka Prime at least is a little bit more doable in terms of status because of the 15%. Actually, I think they're both at 15%. Yeah, they're both at 15%, but the Venka Prime is at least a little more doable with the higher base damage. It's a little more justifiable, I should say. But now that I've done this, just to get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way, at some point this week, Plains of Eidolon is going to be dropping. As I've stated in previous videos, the earliest that I expected to drop is Wednesday, as with every other regularly scheduled patch that we have for Warframe. So, yes, there will be videos to cover each of the new weapons and the new Warframe. Each video will be done on a separate day. That'll be one of the few times that I run videos for like a full week long. And then I will definitely be streaming on whatever day the Plains of Eidolon comes out. Whether that being later today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, whatever. So with all that said and done, if you guys like this video for whatever reason, hit that like button and subscribe. If not, be sure to check out some of the other videos on my channel, as something there might suit your fancy a little bit better than this. Thank you to those of you that have stuck with me over the past several months with me just having some wonky ass times for videos. Because unlike a lot of people who do stuff like this, I have an actual work schedule that I have to work around, and sometimes it doesn't always work out the way that I fully hope. So, thank you for putting up with that. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and player.me for all things related to YouTube, Twitch, and IRL that might be causing any sort of complication, forcing me to cancel or delay. And until next time, Tenno, stick to the shadows.